Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Nev Reviews. Now on this episode of Nev Reviews, we're going to be checking out this SAAS boost gauge. Now I've chosen this boost gauge because the colour of its face and its needle pretty closely matches the MY99 WRX original gauge faces. Now this is an entry-level gauge, it's priced well, it's certainly not a top-shelf expensive gauge. It's not electronic stepper control or anything, it's just the old vacuum operated analog gauge, but I reckon it's going to do the trick for what we need it for. So let's open it up, check it out, see how she goes. Alright, so let's check it out, shall we? Alright, so very easy to open. There she is. Okay. Just a standard 2-inch gauge. Nothing fancy to look at, but it's, you know, made nice and neat. It's got a silver bezel. It's the only one it comes with, so I hope you like silver. You get black poly tubing, which is cool, not like the old school gauges where you got ugly opaque white hose that look terrible in your engine bay. Get a little wiring loom. You get your mounting bracket and the retainers, and you even get a elbow fitting for the back of the gauge and a T-piece fitting for connecting to a vacuum line in the engine bay. Some paperwork here, 1-page instructions, 3 wires, 1 pneumatic connection. Pretty basic stuff, guys. I reckon even a confused meerkat would be able to connect this gauge. Alright, let's get it connected. Alright, so here it is, guys. That's how she looks all mounted in there. Now, spoiler alert, if you want to see how we made this gauge cup and how we fitted the boost gauge, you're going to have to head on over to Nev's Garage and subscribe. Okay, but it looks pretty filth, hey? Alright, so that's how the gauge looks sitting in the car. Right, looks pretty nice. Now I think we better go for a drive and actually try the gauge out, eh? Alright, so it pulls down the vacuum at start really smoothly. So that's a really good start to the test. Now let's take it for a drive. So the needle responds really well to what's happening. It's nice and smooth, it doesn't judder or jump or shake or shimmy or anything. It's very good. Now I don't know if you can hear it or not, but when it goes into boost, the gauge does rattle a little bit inside, just slightly vibrates. it's not much, and you hardly notice it. If you've got some tunes on in the car, you're really not going to hear it over Beyonce's Lemonade or something, but it is there. Just slightly. Other than that, she works sweet as. Now I guess I better show you what it looks like at night, so let's turn the sun off. So here it is at night. Now you have a different choice of that colour. You can have green, red, blue, white and green. And as you can see, the green backlight matches the factory green backlight, and the red needle matches the factory red needle. Unfortunately, the gauge doesn't dim with the rest of the gauges. You just have the choice of either on or off. So that's a shame, but other than that, it looks good at night. Alright guys, what do we think of this boost gauge? Well, I think it's pretty good. It looks really nice in there. It's good value for money, and it matches the dash. Pretty happy with it, so I reckon it's time for the NEV ratings now. Okay, now the unit looks good, it works nice and smooth. It does rattle a little bit on boost, which is annoying. It has a nice black hose instead of the old opaque white hose, which makes it a little bit more stealth in the engine bay, which is cool. So for quality, I give it a 3 out of 5. Now it reads pressure and vacuum well. I reckon a black bezel option would be nice instead of just a silver bezel. Give you that option, but it still looks fine. You get the choice of backlight, and it does remember which backlight option you choose next time you turn it on, which is cool thanks to the permanent power memory wire. But it doesn't dim, so it would be better if it did dim at night. It can be a little in your face. So for functionality, I give it a 3.5 out of 5. Now, any boost gauge will add street cred, but since it matches the factory GC8 gauges, I reckon it's a definite street cred level up. So for street cred, I give the gauge a 5 out of 5. That's a pretty good rating. So to sum it up, I guess, it looks good, it works well, it'll make you more popular, and obviously it's going to be handy when you're flat-footing it away from Johnny Tran. So for overall rating, I give it a 3.5 out of 5. It's a pretty good unit. So that about wraps us up on this episode of NEV Reviews. Please jump onto our socials at Gossa Media. Follow us and like us there, and also subscribe to us here on our YouTube channel. That way you can be notified when the next great episode drops. Also, don't forget to jump on over to Nev's Garage and check out how we made the boost gauge pod. But that's it from me. Peace out. See you next time.